Hello beautiful souls. So finally this is the last video of the Beebeecraft.com series. If you haven't seen the other videos, I would suggest you see those so you can understand what this one is going to be about. So as you know, I've created two separate projects. I've done two separate videos on the jute flower and the fabric charms and the faux leather charms, and I've mentioned in those videos how I will incorporate those charms and the jute flower using this burlap fabric. And as you can see here, there's still quite a bit of fabric left, and I did quite a bit of anyway, you'll see. I did wow, like several of these of the next project using this burlap fabric. And everything that I've used I will link in the description box below, as far as what Beebeecraft has sent to me. And a huge thank you, Beebeecraft, for considering me and trusting me to create projects for your website. And it took me a few months to put this together. It was a little bit of time consuming because I did so many. If you do one, it's pretty quickly, but because I did quite a bit of them, it was a little bit time consuming. So I'm going to go ahead and move this out the way so I can show you the final reveal. I created the tote bag, a tote bag out of it. And this is a fabric that's itchy to the skin. This is not something that you would, create like clothing with, but you can most certainly create a tote bag with it, or even a coin purse. And here's the back. And these are pockets. And the reason why I created pockets, I wasn't going to do that originally, but when I was cutting out the burlap, which you have to be very careful. When I was cutting out the burlap, the little particles, as I was cutting it with the scissors, were falling on my lap. And after a while, because I did 11 of these back to back, I cut them all out, back to back. And when I was done, my skin was very itchy because the particles that were being cut off fell on my clothing. So I had to jump in the bathtub right away. I had to jump in the shower like immediately, take off, that because the particles were in the clothes. I jumped in the shower and it was very itchy. So that is the reason why I ended up adding a pocket. For that reason, because if you're holding it and it's rubbing against your skin, it may irritate you. So there it is. And I'm showing you this one first because this was the first one that I made and the first flower that I made. And this is actually attached to this. This can't come off, but this can. And this is a custom made one. This was originally a pin, and I ended up turning it into a hair clip because they wanted, they didn't want this part on the bag. So I told her I can convert it into a hairpin, and I did. So this is going to go in her hair, and she loved that idea. So this is actually going to go to someone else. And it is lined in the inside. I lined it. And I added this lace bow here. I felt that it was complete with the lace bow, and it had to have a bow somewhere because I love bows. So I wanted to introduce this one first before I go ahead and show you the other ones. So I did create 11 of these in the burlap, and it was fairly easy to make this, like super easy. I made a pattern that super easy, and I will have a tutorial on this, not in this video because it's going to take time to put something like this together, This was quick, so that's why I included it in the first video when I showed these. And the pom-poms, I did a tutorial on that because, you know, that was fairly quick and easy. This requires a sewing machine, so it's going to take time to put one of these together, so I will have a separate video on how to create this tote bag. So here's another one I created using the same fabric but a different crocheted flower here. It has the jute flower in the back, and then this is a different crochet flower. This plays with this color that's in here, even this color, even though it's a little bit darker, but it's within the same color scheme, the same family. And again, here are the pockets, and it's also lined. And this too doesn't come out. So I made 2 of these using the same fabric. The next 2 will be the same fabric, different from this one, and different jute flowers, but it's the same fabric there. And these are different as well. They're all different. The flowers are different. And I've used, you know, the same fabric, like different fabrics, but 2 of the same, of each of those different fabrics. I love this. This is my favorite. This is a linen cotton. It almost feels like a lightweight denim. That's why I love it. Love, 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 love. And then in the inside is this lining in here that sort of matches this, the color that's in here. And you can see the pin in here. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. I had a hiccup there. And also this lining in here. And this is all machine sewn. I sewed it by machine, all of it. Even the layers here. The lace layers. So this here is using the jute, and these beads here, and even this bead here is using Beebeecraft.com products. Like those are the beads, and this is the jute. And as you saw in the other bag, that it has the white or the cream crocheted flower there, that's also Beebeecraft. That's the yarn kit. And here I used this fabric 4 times. So here's another way that I used it. So this is like this one. The only thing, this one is in blue. And the flowers are different here, the smaller ones. And then another way is you can just hang a regular charm off of here. This charm was gifted to me by Ida. And here is a small jute flower that I collaged with different lace trims, appliques. And again, pocket. This has a pink lining in the inside. And then here 2 more. Actually, one more of this beautiful applique, and it's layered with lace. It's actually this lace here that's tied into a bow, and I just gathered it. And I made a little rosette back behind the applique. And then there's this flower here. This is also lined with pink. I actually have these last 2 I made with the burlap fabric. I thought the other one was my last one, but no, these are the 2 last ones. I have family who are coming from Puerto Rico, my older sister, and she's bringing her whole family. She's bringing her 2 daughters, and her 2 daughters are bringing their husbands, and then one of my nieces have 2 daughters. So these last 2 that I created are actually for my niece's 2 daughters. And this is how I decorated this one and that one. And you see how I used in the other video that I created, I showed these, and I ended up putting this here with the with this pretty pom-pom charm, purse charm. And this was gifted to me by Sonia, my friend. I believe it was her, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was her for sure. So look how pretty that turned out. And I know it has 2 charms on there, but little girls like all this stuff. So I figured they would like it. And then here's the other one. And I believe this one didn't have a clasp, so I ended up putting this one here. And this one was gifted to me by Maria, I believe it was, who is Ida's sister. Ida's Created to Create. Her sister, if I'm not mistaken, gifted this one to me, and I figured the little girls are definitely gonna love these. They're going to love these, and I'm gonna, you know, add some gifts in here for them. So now that you have seen how I used the burlap fabric to create tote bags, I have decided to make more tote bags, but I used the canvas fabric from a brand new drop cloth used to cover furniture for painting. And you will see how I used the faux leather and fabric charms and the pom-poms, and how I incorporated that with the canvas bags. And here it is. Here's one of them. And here's the pom-pom. And here's more of the fabric charms. And these also have pockets. And they're also lined. This one has a really light pink fabric. These are things that I've already had in my stash. So I've used the products that Beebeecraft.com has sent me, and then I added things from my stash to, you know, to create the projects. And I love them. They turned out beautiful. And here again I used the lace and turned it and made a bow out of it, because that makes it complete to me, the bow. The bow. It's very warm in here, and if you hear wind, it's because I have the fan blowing. I don't have AC in my craft space / living room. So my Yorkie here, she's very warm too, so she's trying to find a spot to get comfortable, and she's on my lap. Like, that helps, you know, because of body heat. Anyway, so that's that one. And again, I used, you know, the same fabric, so I made double of the different fabrics that I've used here. And then here's another one with the pom-pom. So pretty. I love the way this turned out. And I love, because, you know, this is very shabby and it goes well with this color fabric. And I did 12 of these. I've made 12 of these. Here are the next two. So here you will see the fabric bow. And this one has the pom-pom and charms on it as well. Isn't that pretty? So this is the pink one and this is the blue, or the teal. And then there's this one. Look at the little girl. The original image of this, she actually is holding a green watering can, and she's holding some kind of like daisy flower. And I edit those images out, and I put the teapot and the teacup in her hand instead. I also have other ones that I've created like this, that she does have the original image on there. So pretty. And then here is the teapot and the teacup that the little girl is holding in the other image in her hands. And this fabric was gifted to me by Ida. I believe this comes from Hobby Lobby, or maybe even Joann's. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Look how pretty that one turned out. This is a hand mirror. And I went over these in the video where I showed just the charms. So we won't spend a lot of time here. Here are these two. So they have the same fabric, but I put different laces on them, just like this. See? Same fabric, but different laces and different charms. And then these two. So the downside of using the drop cloth fabric, you have to use a real good quality one. And even though I did have a good quality one, there are flaws to the fabric. So here, as you can see here, this is from fabric. This is an iron-on that I ironed on cotton fabric, and then I sewed it. I hand stitched this on, and then I stuffed it with stuffing, you know, with cotton stuffing. So it wasn't a hole here. Sometimes, you know, when they manufacturing these drop cloths, since you know they're going to use it for, you know, to cover furniture, and paint is going to get all over it, they don't make these perfect at all. So the weave, whatever the machine did, it missed a few of the weaving, you know, that makes it solid. So it kind of had like some of the fabric like loose, like the machine missed the weaving part to it. So that's how, and it was only here, and it wasn't that big, and it was only here. So what I did was I added another heart because I thought the two went well together. And you can see that it is poofy there, or dimensional. I actually loved the way this turned out. I really do love that. And I love these images I got on Pinterest, and then I added them because they did have a background, and I cleaned off the complete background to it, and then I also enhanced the color of it. I had to enhance it a little bit. And then this background paper is from the new collection that I created, that I haven't released yet. So I just layered her in the editing program on top of the background there that I created. It turned out beautiful. The whole thing turned out beautiful. And this is, you know, this is matching here. This one I didn't put the hearts on this one because this one didn't have a flaw. But from time to time, I will, you know, do something like this, similar to this, with different images, and hand stitch it, you know, just for an extra added element, because I think I love this. I love the way that turned out. I think it's beautiful. So this next one, these next two here, and I left these two for last because of this coin purse. So here's this fabric here. Again, 2 different laces, same fabric. And this went well because, you know, the colors almost match. It looks so pretty. So pretty. And of course, you know, they all have pockets and they're also all lined. So this one is lined with this color. I forgot to show you the lining. All of these have the pink lining except for these. I forgot to show that. This matches the color that's on this fabric here. And that one as well. So I wanted to show that, and I added it to these as well. Excuse me. This has pink in it, but it also has like a greenish, so I wanted to bring more of that out since this was already pink. And then I added the faux bow, and this has the pin on it, so I decided to put it on the coin purse and then turn the whole unit here into a charm. Isn't that pretty? I love that, and it went well with the lining in here. So I wanted to show these last because the other faux charms that I created, there's also a butterfly, and the fabric ones, this is how I attached them here. Look how beautiful that is. And this could be hung off of your purse as well. So I would have to add you know, some kind of jump ring or another lobster claw to this end so that it could be hung off a purse. Isn't that pretty? So I wanted to show that because of this one here. Show those last. So there's one. Here's the one with the faux leather that I absolutely love, but it's the butterfly. Look how pretty that is. And this has gold. This is like an iron-on too, I guess, or some kind of stamp, but it's very shimmery, and it feels like an iron-on, and it's gold, and it actually shimmers. This one says believe in yourself. So look how pretty that is. And then here's the fabric bow, a different one. This one says you light up my day. And I was thinking of, you know, creating a rosette and attaching it, you know, to here. But I think this alone is pretty enough. And then here's that other faux leather that I love. Look how pretty. And here's another one. I think I will do a tutorial on making these pouches as well, because these are super easy and simple. This one has a lining in them, so I may put a lining, I may not, depends. This is the blue fabric, which is this one here. This is the butterfly. Pretty. And then there's the mint green one. There are other ones. I just didn't have enough of these to put all of the ones that I've made. See, I still have left over here, but I just didn't have enough. So I can create them using this fabric here. Make some more of the coin purses so that I can, you know, attach those to that. And then here's another one that has a pin. So some have the lobster claw and some have the pin. Oh my goodness, these turned out so pretty. Isn't that pretty? So this will be hung off the purse as well, on your purse. Or on a tote bag. As you can see, you can put it on a tote bag too. So I put a jump ring, you know, big enough to go around this strap. And then I hung the lobster claw. I clipped on the lobster claw to hang the charm. Wow, that was quite a bit of projects I created there. It was a it was quite a bit. And here the burlap again. So there it is. So all together, my goodness, I created this, 11 of the, well, 10 of these different styles, plus these, right? Then I created these charms, and then I created the canvas bags, and then I created all of these charms. So imagine how long it took me. Imagine. This is why I was MIA there for a while, and I also gave myself breaks, and then I also had to you know, entertain. So there it is. And then I have my personal life. I had appointments, food shopping, you know, things like that. So there they are. So thank you again, Beebeecraft, for trusting me to create projects with your lovely products. All the products will be linked in the description box below. With that being said, all is well. Let's share, be fair, be filled with love, and love one another. Take good care, everybody.